What a David versus Goliath situation we have here, ladies and gentlemen, with Günter Schlierkamp being the Goliath and Phil Heath being the David, even though Günter, he kind of looks like the David statue that Michelangelo carved. This is an extra You Pick Tuesday video. I did the original one with Hattie Shupin, but you know what? It's enough with the Hattie Shupin. I get it. No more Hattie Shupin Arnold Classic videos. At least until the Arnold UK. But I think he's going to be at his all-time best at the UK, so we're probably never even going to look at the Arnold Classic Ohio Hattie Shupin ever again, so. But this one here, I think this one's more interesting. This Günter Schlierkamp from the 2002 Show of Strength, and Phil Heath, 2011. Arguably at his very best. 2013's pretty good too. Let's go through these shots. I'll give you my opinion on who's winning between this alder and this redwood. I mean my soul. You have a situation where size, it's bodybuilding, guys. Size does count. But realistically, look at the thickness. Look at the width of Phil Heath. Look at that V-taper. He is a dangerous opponent on the bodybuilding stage. He has what I like to call a 2000, earlier to mid-2000s midsection, with all due respect. Hey, Ronnie King Coleman, he was the greatest of all time, but even he was no Sean Ray in the abs. It kind of looks like a Ninja Turtle. Now, Günter, he has a flat midsection, but the overall shape of Phil, I think, beats Günter. Günter, he's got the biceps, needs some more tricep sweeps. I mean, you guys all know what Ken Waller said. I mean, you hit the wrong pose, or you hit the pose the wrong way, you end up looking like a big spider. A daddy long legs or a dandy? Could be a dandy by the end of this one. Let's go to the next shot. The legendary front lat spread. One of my favorite poses. Of course, at the end of the day, aren't they all? I think this one here, Günter, he might be too much for Philip. He's just too gosh darn tall, and he's wide. The front lats, or the front double, I could see giving to Phil because he has better arms. You can even see that here. But the arms do not count. A la Dorian Yates, didn't really affect him. Speaking of Dorian, Günter, he does have Dorian-esque lats. Phil, in 2011, he was still pretty good in this shot. 2008, 9, 10, 11, he was pretty good in the front lat spread. But still, the midsection is better for Günter. He just altogether, he's going to have a better midsection. So, front double, Phil, front lat, I could see giving this one to the big German man. And speaking of big man, sit back, relax, and look at the biggest man's chest that you will ever see with Günter, making Phil's look petite. Even though Phil, not bad in the side chest here in 2011. Look at the far pack. Not bad. But Günter, he's on another level, lads and laddies. I mean, he has what I like to call the 70s bow. He bows his chest out like you're supposed to. His leg is straight, his far leg is straight. He looks like a giant compared to Philip. He's just too big. And normally Phil would just brush these guys off with super razor sharp thin skin condition. But you know what? He's not going to play that game with a guy that defeated Ronnie King Coleman. Are you kidding me? Are you joking with me right now? Here's the side tricep. Now this one, every bodybuilder has a shot that's not their best, or pose. Sorry if you guys don't like when I call it a shot, but that's what Arnold called it. He hit another shot, he'd say. He'd call a scoop full of food a shot. He'd throw 3 shots in my lips. And he could eat. But anyway, rabbit hole. Günter, this is his bad shot. This is his shot pose that just does not look that aesthetically pleasing. He has the meat, he has the muscle. Phil throws it together nice. You see that? Huh? Big arm, tricep, things of that nature. So, you could argue that this one actually is a tie game. Considering Günter, he is as conditioned as Phil Heath. And I can hear you, Philip Heath, you scholars, you doctors, laughing. Mark's Max Muscles, he's got brain concerns. I don't have brain concerns. Take a look at this. Phil Heath, he is being challenged by the German giant Günter Schlierkamp in condition. Look at the lower back. Look at even the glutes. Phil, he should be scared of this giant, considering, of course, Phil always uses that sharp condition as an advantage. But it does not look like he's going to play that game with Günter. As you transition into the shots, though, Phil, I would suggest Phil is still better. Look at how thick. Phil was never the widest guy. Phil was never the widest lat spread. I mean, you had Dennis Wolf's, Kai Greens, things of that natures out there that were very wide indeed. And Günter Schlierkamp, same thing. He is huge. He is huge. For his height, though, I think he should be wider. It seems like his back is a little underwhelming in size compared to that just rock hard condition that he brings, though. So, he's probably losing the rear lat spread, but not getting destroyed because he's still in the same ballpark as Phil Heath in condition. Not many men in the entire history of bodybuilding can say that. Here's the rear double, and you can see exactly what I'm seeing. The thickness, the size of Phil's back is just too much for Günter's. The rear lat spread was doable. It was passable for Schlierkamp. But the rear double, it seems like he's fizzled away. All the muscle, all the meat. Phil, at a much shorter stature, he's like, what, 5'9"? Somebody will tell us in the comments. And like I said, Günter, he's about 5'16", 5'15". I almost guarantee it. Condition-wise, again, yes, he's right there with Phil. But you got to look at it as a total package. Lex Luger. Remember Lex Luger? The total package? But anyway, yeah. He's just much better than the German. Abs and thigh. This is not the best pose for either gentleman. Günter looks like a tower of ripped power. Look at this. 2011, maybe Phil's best bet. 08, New York Pro, or what was the show he did? Night of Champions? No, it wasn't the Night of Champions, for goodness sakes. Anyway, yeah, see? Not the best shot. So Phil, he's not getting fizzled away like he sometimes can in the abs and thigh, depending on his opponent. Because here in 2011, not too shabs. Not too shabs at all. So, what is my ultimate response? My conclusion is Günter Schlierkamp looks like a thinlet. Look at this. Huh? I mean, gotta tiptoe around this, gotta be respectful, because he defeated Ronnie Coleman. And the Colemanites are supporting Günter in this one, I can imagine. They figure, oh, well, he beat Ronnie. Even a bad Ronnie is still Ronnie King Coleman, But Phil Heath, this is not a bad Phil Heath. In fact, this is maybe the most aesthetically pleasing. It is, cancel that. It is hands down his most aesthetically pleasing Olympia winning version, I would suggest. And it is enough to defeat Günter Schlierkamp because the condition was pretty close. Günter was winning on size, just huge height more than anything. And Phil, he's just winning on proportions, aesthetics. List continues. Phil, he wins this one, guys. Hit thumbs up on the video. This is, like I said, your second You Pick Tuesday. I hit you with too many Hattie Shupin videos. I get it, guys. I get it. So no more Arnold's Classics, Hattie Shupin comparisons. We'll do some UK, Hattie Shupin UK. Freshen things up. Freshen your drink for you, Governor. In the UK, tipsy. Have a great one, guys.
Al, what are you doing? How about subscribing to my channel, please? And if you're bored, if you're in the mood, you can check out my latest video. It is a good one. And there's a whole bunch of videos in this playlist all stacked together. So, you can watch every pose. Another one over here too. 1, 2, 3, diddly-dee.